child was doxxed, and so was our address.
Absolutely. And the judge did tell you that you have every right to, to your Second Amendment right. So for the window lickers, please stop running with that narrative because that was never said. Point blank and simple.
But to that cherry person, because they
Correct.
she submitted evidence of like me being on a jet ski saying I could travel. She submitted evidence saying of a transcription saying that we were talking about Vegas, going to Vegas. I mean, to be honest, if we're going to be honest, the evidence she submitted went against everything she was trying to claim in court.
Correct.
The recording that I have is the recording of the police officer calling me and telling me because Gina was trying to press criminal charges on me. And the police officer called me and told me that there's no criminal charges because he sees where I paid Gina back. He's seen, like, I sent him the receipts of everything.
Absolutely. There's nothing, you've done nothing criminal by any means. And these people need to stop. Shannon, you're one of them. If you're window licking, you need to stop. Keep OG's name out of your mouth. Just stop. Enough is enough already. Leave her alone.
I mean, I'll be honest, it doesn't bother me because I'm not on giving them any type of attention. So,
No, I know you haven't been on in a good minute. But I mean, it's just it's exhausting. It's tiring. It's really tiring, to come on the app and then you hear this bullshit. Shut up, animal. If you want to believe all that nonsense and bullshit, by all means believe it, but don't come sit over here.
I mean, I don't give a shit if y'all believe it or not. She doesn't need to share her story, Fancy.
I'm not sharing my story. I'm sorry. There's a few people that know my story. I do not share my story. Not on here.
Fancy, what would make you come in here? Nobody blocked Fancy yet, but what would make you come in here and say that to Shelly?
Exactly, 50. Yeah, Fancy. I mean, I would like to know that. Why do you want to know my story so bad?
I think you mean they don't know how to keep some people's names out of their mouth. Hey, Miss Ma'am. Miss Ma'am. Okay.
It probably is.
I would just love to know, Fancy Franny, why you think it's appropriate to come in somebody's live and ask them to share their personal story. Hi, Sasha. Sasha, if you were told I was speaking on you, that is the truth. I was. Hey, Miss Ma'am, get up your mouth.
Is that Raya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was just like a weird noise. I don't know. Stop. I don't know if it's another one of the dogs, but I got her barking.
That's true, 50. Like, it is wild behavior. Don't come in here and ask me something like that because I ain't telling you. I don't know you, and I'm not telling you. I only tell my.
Here, we're just gonna go ahead and send you to the block party, Fancy, because I think it's very inappropriate for you to come in here and ask Shelly to share a personal, intimate story. Sasha, I was just saying that I think it's bullshit, and people turned around and made you out to be the fucking villain. I think it's complete fucking bullshit, and it pretty much the same things I've said to you in private. It's just wild fucking behavior. Yeah, not in a bad way. Not in a bad way at all. I just think you were done wrong. And, oh no, you're good, girl. I didn't even plan on going live, but my phone has been nonstop all day about fucking Shannon and Megan and Bougie, and I just wanted people to know that I truly don't give a fuck what they have to say. I've not really been on the app much. I've been living my life. And then we just got on a kick of talking about things, and if nobody else is going to say it, I will. I think the way that Sasha was done was fucking dirty. She did something out of the kindness of her heart, never received the product, and then it was like, damn her for asking about it. And I understand her point. She's like, yeah, well, I knew you didn't agree with it either, Switzerland, because we had that conversation. I just don't understand how a scammer can be made out to be a victim all of a sudden. And that was straight scamming. If y'all talked in February, you still hadn't received your product. They claimed that they were sending it out the next day. You should have got a shipping receipt the next day. And it's kind of funny that nobody has brought up said shipping receipt again. And that's where I will say, Smash, if you're listening, I don't care. Like, girl, shame on you. And stop it. Y'all fucking ambushed Sasha in that live. Another thing too, Malibu, quit speaking on me or my kids until you're ready to box up. Hey.
Oh, is she still running her mouth too?
Apparently, I got text about it today. Okay.
Hey, settle down. Look, you ain't gonna talk to Aunt Shelly like that. Settle down, I said. Really?
I'm trying to figure out what that noise is. Like, I don't know if it's my mom's cat.
Oh, I didn't know Mom had a cat.
She got two of them.
Yeah, me too, Animal. There's only a few people that got my number.
She's doing really good. Who fucking Fuggles?
Oh, Smuggles?
Animal's number is 8675309. Hey, come on, tough girl, get up here. Or go get in bed.
Sorry, OG. I just like arguing with a chihuahua.
I know. What cracks me up is that like little like
Yeah. She was just trying to argue with me. It's all good.
she was on one last night. She
Was she?
oh, you know what? That might be mom's dog scratching at the door.
Ew.
Yeah, she brought her damn yeah, brother. She did today. I think it was today or yesterday. But Araya, I was out here in the living room and she's got like this Canadian goose toy that my mom got her. And it's like way bigger than her. She comes dragging it out of our bedroom because she had it at I have like a hutch at the end of my bed. And it was on the hutch. And then yeah, it had to have been today. 1 second. Okay, so it's super fucked up when I just get a text that says, I'm sorry, I can't speak up. I'm just so hurt. Like, think about what the fuck you did to that person. And then their voice was taken the fuck away from them because a bunch of people wanted to get in boxes and back someone that fucking scammed them out of money.
Well, that's some wild behavior if you ask me.
But so she brought this Canadian goose out. It's bigger than her. And she's like trying to carry it out here, and it's like dragging on the floor, and she gets up on the couch with it. And when you don't want to play and Araya wants to, she will literally like cram the toy in your face until you'll start playing with her. Mm-hmm. She's just so funny.
Um, 50, I'm doing good. I'm okay. I'm doing really good. Yeah, Ash does the same thing when he wants to play and you don't show him any attention. He comes right up in your face with like his squeaky toy or his tire or whatever it is. He just wants to play.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait for I mean, today was like 50, but it's like a chilly 50. I think that's my mom's dog that I'm hearing. But yeah, I don't know. I remember when I was going through like the thick of all that shit, and I felt like nobody, would really speak up for me and say the truth because they didn't want to get involved. And I'll be damned. Like, I'll be damned if I let somebody else feel that way.
Right. It was like, what, 70 here today?
No.
In the 50s, 60s?
I was, that's another funny thing. Why they were doing all that drama shit or whatever last night. I kept getting texts last night too. I was cooking at like midnight. I was making homemade bruschetta and s'mores bars, and which I just want to tell y'all, if you've never made s'mores bars, y'all are missing out. Because, like, you know how you make s'mores? Well, you make them the same way, except for, like, I put my graham crackers down on a tray. Then I put chocolate on it. Then I put the marshmallow on. I'll put it in the oven. And then I wait for the marshmallow to start. I'll, like, leave the oven on at 350 for a few minutes. And then I'll turn the broiler on. And the broiler, like, helps the marshmallow get, like, squishy. And while it's still like that and the chocolate's starting to melt, I'll push it down and then let them cool. And I stick them in me too, Switzerland. I'll stick them in a container. And when I tell you that, like, they're amazing, like, don't get me wrong, like, there's nothing that can be a campfire s'mores, but they are amazing, like, the next day. So I did those last night, and then my mom's been wanting my homemade bruschetta, so I made that for her last night. And then I've been meaning to make my s'mores cookies, but I haven't yet. I just decided to make s'mores
You've
bars.
been saying that for I don't know how long.
I know. I was gonna do it last night, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna do the s'mores bars. There's another way to do the s'mores bars too, where you use like whipped cream and stuff, and whipped cream and chocolate pudding and marshmallow fluff. I thought about making it that way too. Yeah, animal. It was like, I don't know, 11:30 midnight, and I was sitting here and I was like, let me get up and make these.
Yeah, it looked
I think from being from being third shift so long in my life that I've tried to change my like night schedule back to like a regular, and it just doesn't work. Know that and be okay
what?
about Ash.
Oh yeah.
Like that's just information that like I don't care to know.
Right?
Baby has been doing a lot better.
Good.
Out around mom and Zoe, except for anytime Zoe moves, baby all of a sudden decides to act like she's Shira.
Shira. Maybe that's what you should have named her.
Yeah, Switzerland, me too. What's weird is I feel like when I have to get up early in the morning, my Lyme symptoms are like exacerbated by 100.
Yeah, how are you doing with that?
So actually, since being off TikTok, I've noticed that a lot of my Lyme symptoms have like been, yep, Switzerland. It's because that's when your cortisol levels are the highest. But since being off TikTok, I've noticed that like a lot of my Lyme symptoms are not gone. They'll never be gone. But I'm not in like the flare I was when I was actually giving a fuck what people were saying about me on here.
Right. Well, that's a good thing that you don't like that it's not bad like it has been,
Right.
Will it go away or not? Oh, no,
Mom was just asking if it would ever go away.
No, so if they catch it soon enough, you can get a course of, you'll get a PICC line and whatnot, and you'll do a course of antibiotics. And generally, if they catch it quick enough, but mine went 2 years without being caught. So it ran rapid against my neuro, my musculoskeletal, my cardiac. Yep, from a tick. So they say that it'll never go away. That, I'll always have symptoms. It'll go into remission. I was in remission for quite a few years. And then it'll come back out. It generally tends to come back out when you're under stress and shit.
Yeah.
Which this app used to be like a lot of fun. It was like my, my escape because I don't really go out a lot. So it was like my way to come on and just like interact with people and have fun. And then it's all that fucking drama started and it was not fun. But now I'm getting back to me and not giving a fuck. So, if you scroll by them lives where they're talking about me, feel free to pop in and be like, just wanted you to know that OG don't give a fuck what you guys are saying. Because I don't. So I'm gonna, once I get my nail area organized again, because we had to move everything around with Mom, I'll be going live again.
Good.
Yeah, Barbie, it's great. I moved her in here like 2 weeks ago. She wanted to try to live on her own after Dad passed, and she made it like a year and a half. And then she was just getting like too depressed, too dependent on like staying in the house. And she would talk to her neighbor lady, but at least here, she's around us and the grandkids, and she has more social interaction. You can definitely tell because she'll tell me like the same story 5 times. And I'll be like, Mom, you already told me that.
Yeah, you sound just like your mom.
yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that, animal. I'm sorry, Barbie. Hopefully it gets better. All I can say is like cherish them days. Yeah, you get the same story like 5 times. She'll be like, did I tell you? I'm like, yeah, 4 times ago.
Yep.
Yeah, so you get it, Barbie. Like my mom, after, my dad passing, my mom and I were very close.
Yeah, OJ, like you sound just like your mom.
Well, my mom's favorite word is fuck. Like every other sentence that comes out of her mouth.
I guess I don't want to pass her in an alley.
I'm sorry, Animal. Yeah, I was like that when my dad passed. In fact, I got on TikTok. I don't remember what day it was. It was 4 or 5 days ago. And my mom's like, she could just hear the people like, she's like, is all those people do is bitch? Like, is all they do get on TikTok and just bitch? She's like, give me your phone for a minute. Let me get on there. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't have a platform.
Right?
Yep, Barbie, my mom's is too.
That's my favorite word.
It is true. I forgot to, like, you can't be on a phone call with Mom in the same room, or she feels that she is part of that phone call. She will just, you ain't got to ask her nothing. She's just going to put her 2 cents in.
Yep.
There's times I'm on the phone though, and I'm like trying to listen to what's being said, and I have to like put my finger up to tell her hold on because she's talking, and I'm trying to listen.
Animal, I'm so sorry.
Have you like thought about going into counseling for that animal? You know, I saw an account come in, 23 and Lee, I believe it was 23 and Lay. Which, if you're still in here, I'm a bit confused because I got some messages today that you were in a chat talking shit about me. So I was just wondering, like, what would make you want to come in here? Yeah, animal, that doesn't surprise me. Did they do any like cognitive behavioral therapy to try to help you? Side note, do you guys ever watch like a series or something on Netflix and you like binge watch the whole thing? She's not really got into that, Barbie. But my mom has a lot of respect for Florida Man. Like she's heard me talk to Florida Man and stuff, and I will honestly say that, you know, anytime Florida Man contacts me, you know, he always asks like, how are you doing? Like, how's your mental health? How are you feeling? You know. And I understand, like, he's not everybody's cup of tea. I get that. But he's never done me wrong.
And you know, OG, like, Florida Man just sounds like a very sweet person, like, you know?
I mean, I do think he is, in ways, but he's, you know, he's admitted and owned that he's done some vile shit or, you know, whatnot. But here's the thing, and let me make this really clear to all 23 of y'all in here. I've always been the type of person, oh yeah, definitely Barbie. I've always been the type of person where, I don't believe in that whole, like, how do I put this? Like, if somebody came to me and was like, as long as you're not, like, hurting a child or something like elderly abuse, stuff like that. So remember that when I say this. But, like, say somebody came to me and was like, oh, Shelly used to say X, Y, and Z or do X, Y, and Z. Like, you don't know who she is. Well, here's the thing. You're right. I don't know who she is. But you're trying to come to me and tell me shitty things about her. And if she's not done those shitty things in front of me, who am I to judge her? For all I know, like, she could be the sweetest person in the world to me. So I'm not gonna, yeah, exactly, 50. I just try to give everybody, like, a fair chance. Oh, there's something else that's really cool that I heard about myself, too. That supposedly, like, I have snow and, like, my mods do my dirty work for me. There is no dirty work to be done, okay? Let me make that very clear. There's no dirty work to be done. And I say this not in, like, a mean way, but I don't give a shit, like, I don't care about you or your, like, bullshit. Like, I don't care enough to, like, ask Shelly or Snow or 50 or anybody, oh, can you dig into that's just, I'm all set. I would have never asked Bougie about Gina's court shit had Bougie not come to me and told me about it.
Right.
That's the proof of it.
You've never asked any of us to do anything for you, so I don't know where people get off saying that. Because that's not you.
No. I mean, can I say, like, I've never done it? No, I can't because it was pointed out to me one night. shit, how was that worded? I'm trying to remember. And I was like, after they said it to me, I was like, oh, you know what? You're right. Like, I did. So, yeah, I get it. Like, yep, that is my fault. And I came right on the app and I took accountability for that shit. Yeah, I don't boss anybody around. That's the funny thing. Shelly will text me and be like, I really want to, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, Shelly, you're grown. Do what you feel is necessary.
Or, there is times where I'll text OG and be like, you know what, I've had enough. I'm going to go say something to these people because I'm tired of them talking shit on you. And she'll just tell me, Shelly, leave it alone.
It ain't worth it.
It's not worth it.
It ain't worth it.
Go. But other than that, she doesn't sit there and say, well, you've got to do this, or you can't, be friends with so-and-so, or you can't sit here, you can't sit there. No, OG has never said that. Ever. To nobody.
Well, tonight I did say, like, if you're cool with, like,
Oh, well.
Fab 5 number 4, well, I said to everybody in my chat, like, by all means, delete me, because that's people who contact kids. Here's the thing. I don't care if my son is 21 or 12. Don't contact my children.
Yep. Kids are off limits. It doesn't matter how old they are. They're off limits.
And for Biker Fab 5 number 4 to contact my children, no. Nope. Especially being as I've not talked to that old bitch since summertime, I believe. And
yeah, I think it was around the summertime.
I don't have nothing to say to her. I don't care to have any dealings with her. So for her to, and I think what pisses me off the most, or what's the most troublesome, is you sought my child out on Facebook. And like my child said in his message, I'm very private. So for you to seek my child out, and then you're so vile that just on February 4th, you and all your little Paw Patrol friends concocted a text message to send to my fiance. Like, that's just exactly weird ass behavior.
It's disgusting behavior.
Putting my 14-year-old's phone number out, and then, with our address. Again, weird ass behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit, after they left Loyalty, they left because they swore up and down that I gave Nurse Liz a pass. No, I just think y'all was making a fucking mountain out of a molehill, and I wasn't going to turn my back on Liz, who I get the last moment. I wasn't going to turn my back on Liz just because y'all had an issue with her. So y'all decided to leave. That's fine. That's cool. But then you want to turn around and message people, but then you lie and say, I never messaged anybody. We have the proof, you weirdo.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even know what to think of her, Animal. Because she just told somebody recently, I didn't turn my back on OG. I just walked away from the drama. No, you didn't. Because all these damn lives that are sent to me are like screen recordings and shit. Her ass is in them. And if I'm being really real, the person who would boss anybody around or have anybody do their dirty work was Tattoo.
Yep.
Yeah, in Switzerland, that's how she was towards me too. But some shit went south, and I wasn't gonna turn on her. And Tattoo's like, she needs to be called out today. And I was hoping it was just like a spat between the two of them, and it would get fixed. So I stayed out of it. Well, apparently there was a phone call had while I was sleeping, and somehow I got the blame for everything that Tattoo and Kaylee did. but whatever.
Which it wasn't anything, it had nothing to do with you.
Mm-mm. I'm telling y'all right now, you gotta try it. You gotta try making the s'mores this way and then eating them the next day.
I bet they're good the next day.
They are like the marshmallows, like gooey, but like firm, not hard. Like it's just really good. Most definitely. But the thing is like, I don't need to hide or lie about shit. Like, I'm a 43-year-old fucking woman. How many times have I come on my platform and taken accountability for shit I did or said?
More times than those bitches will ever
Well,
take
don't lie. He
accountability.
was window licking and fell through the window.
Those other, that's the thing. You have owned up to your shit. You've taken accountability. I never seen Tattoo own up to her shit. Never seen Tattoo take accountability for shit she's done.
Animal, I don't think she'll answer that question just because that's putting her in like a shitty situation.
No, I'm friends with Sharon.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say to you is your best bet would have been to reach out to me versus reach out to one of my best friends. That was kind of silly.
First of all, I didn't reach out to one of your best friends. I had my own conversation with Sammy, and the goal of it wasn't to talk about you. I have been friends with Sammy for a little bit, and I actually care about her opinion. And hold on, let me catch my breath. Okay. So I didn't reach out to her to talk about you. I reached out because I knew a lot of different things were going on outside of my control. And she knows that I'm friends with Shannon, and I know that she's friends with you. So I originally reached out to her just to let her know, like, kind of like where my perspective was at. The only reason you got brought up was because I knew that we got into like a little thing the other night. And I just told her how that went from my end because I knew that it was probably either going to be like talked about on a live or something. So
Yeah. It actually wasn't talked about at all until she brought it
I
up
just
to
got
me
in a
that
car
you had-
accident the other day, so my chest is kind of swollen. So that's why I'm like having to like take deep breaths like this. I can't talk very well.
You're good. But thank God you're alive. Hold on, I fluffed my mouth. Hold on.
Like, if you were to see the messages between me and Sammy, I said
did.
multiple times I didn't have anything against you. And I didn't even want her to, I didn't even text her with the goal of thinking she was going to talk to you. Like, because I wasn't trying to start anything or put her in the middle of anything. I was just saying my point of view that I was in a tough spot. Because it's like all of these things are happening where everybody was once good and now everybody's not. And I can't control what other people say. And it gets to a point where everybody's talking bad about each other. So everybody feels like there's something personal about it. And I don't know. Like, that's truly why I just messaged her, because if it gets twisted, I didn't want her to think that I'm entertaining anything. I'm not necessarily trying to get into it with anybody.
Well, because animal, that's the difference. Like, I don't block people for being cool with them. Like, my issue that night was, I think it was more me being hurt because I've defended lip glossy to her face and behind her back.
The thing is, though, is that night I didn't get to really, I didn't explain myself well at all because I was having other people, like either Florida Man or somebody else, kind of cut me off. I was commenting in that live to try to bring peace to it. And I explained it to Sammy, and I even said to Sammy, I understand your point of view of how it could like look like that. But when I got in Megan's box, I was thinking about how these people were trolling me. And I requested a box. I went out of the live while I was waiting to get accepted into the live. And I was debating, do I text somebody in a private message about it? Or do I talk in a live to see if Shannon actually said that about me or whatever, that we were talking on the back end or whatever. Then I just decided, okay, she let me up. It failed because I was out of the live. And then she let me right back up after. At that point, I didn't know what was like. I didn't hear. I know that I'm not stupid. I know that the live was between you guys, and you guys were both going back and forth. But when I went in the live, I was only in her live for like 2 minutes, and I was just there to ask a question and leave.
But honestly, girl, like, there is no back and forth. Like I said tonight when I went live, like, I have not really been on the app since the live actually I think you were in. I've not done anything to her. I've not done anything to Megan. I just chose to not deal with them. And if that pisses them off to the point where they feel for the last 2 weeks they need to speak about me every night, so be it.
I understand the last few nights. I don't really know because I have not been on. Even tonight, I literally didn't even see Shannon's live till like the last hour of it. And I think she's still live right now. But I'm gonna be real. Like, the reason I felt I was in a tough spot because I did hear about Hair Junkie and you talking about her in that live. So to me, and I didn't take necessarily offense to it. I just thought it was one of those where you both are kind of doing it to each other. So what am I to say? If I tell you to stop talking about Shannon, you're going to take offense. If I tell Shannon to stop talking, then she's going to think I don't have her back. So it's like, do you understand like the kind of position I'm in? It's not a matter of like me trying to, given like, you know, I've only talked to you for maybe like a month and a half, maybe 2 months, you know, and I tried to have a private conversation with you and you didn't ever reach out to me to have one. And so I never got to really let you get to know me, let you know where I kind of stand, why I do the things I do on here. So I felt like that night when I got in a box and I didn't even come up in your live for that sort of thing, it hurt me. I'm not going to lie. Like, I thought that maybe if anybody was going to maybe try to hear me out, it would be maybe you.
It wasn't, okay. So originally when you came up, like, do you remember that night? Like, I know you said you got into an accident, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like...
Yeah, I remember that night. I got an accident like 4 days ago. That was not 4 days ago when that happened.
You said, when you came up in the box, you said you got in an accident the night before.
Today? Right now?
No. The night you got up in the box, and...
No, I didn't. I never said that. I got in an accident 4 days ago. And I said that when like, it was not in a box or anything. I said it in the comments when the last live, whoever's live you were in, an animal said, oh, I hope you're okay. But the night that I got into it with you, I did not say I was in an accident.
I could have swore you said you was in an accident that night because everybody in the comments was like,
no.
Are you okay? Like, I remember Animal saying, Lip Glossy, I'm glad you're okay. Animal wasn't
that
the
was
last...
in somebody else's live, and that was like a day after it happened. I'm talking about when I got in your box, and people were trolling me in your comments that night, and there was like 3 different accounts. They were saying that I was talking to Shannon on the back end or whatever, and I only came up in your box to try to clarify, be like, look, I think I'm getting trolled because I'm obviously not talking to anybody on the back end, even if I was.
That's
What is
what I
there to talk
thought,
about?
animal.
No, go back to your recordings because I literally got in an accident 5 days ago, and that is not the same night that
But you just,
all of that was going down.
I thought you, okay, now I'm confused because I swore you just said 4 days ago. So I am really confused now. Anyhow,
It was last Friday, so no, it was last Saturday or something like that. It was like 4 or 5 days ago, something like that.
hey, drop and go. So, anyhow,
And I know because I totaled my car. I don't have a car anymore, so
the woman that was in the box was trying to tell you her personal experience of what she had gone through, like what Shannon had done to her. And
see, it's stuff like that. Like, see how, like, you don't like when people, like, just bring things up that aren't true about you? Like, do you know how that could be twisted if, like, now all of a sudden I just said I got in an accident, like, weeks ago when that happened, when that didn't happen until, like, 4 or 5 days ago?
okay, well, that's why I'm like, wait a minute. That's why I just asked.
No, the
Because
only reason
I
you even knew I got in an accident was because a couple days ago you were in somebody else's live, or maybe it was, I don't know if it was your live or if you were in somebody else's live, and oh, it was when your friend Snow and Snow was saying, oh, lip Glossy's been moving her lips or whatever, and I said I was only in Megan's live because I was saying thank you to Sweet Cheeks because she wanted to know if I was okay or not, and that was it. And then, sorry, it's a little hard to breathe when I talk. So,
take
and then,
take a break for a minute, so then that way I can finish explaining to you.
but yeah, it was not that same night that we got into it. It was when Snow tried to say that I was like talking about you or whatever, and I said, no, I just got in an accident, and I was just saying thank you to Sweet Cheeks.
Gotcha. Okay, so the night you were in my box, on Perfect Survivor was trying to tell you what they had gone through with Shannon. And you kept cutting her off. And you wouldn't let her explain. And she was like, I'm just trying to explain to you, like, what...
No, I even said in her live, I was like, I feel like I'm being cut off. Or I said in your live that I'm like, I'm being cut off. And also because I...
Girl, not
came
to
up
be
there-
a dick, but you've literally cut me off every time I've tried to talk. Just since you...
Because you just said something that wasn't true. Saying that, like, oh, I thought you were in a car crash when that live happened. Like, what?
Okay, so I will pull the live. And again, it wasn't like saying you're lying. It was just saying, oh, I thought that night that you were got into an accident.
No.
Or not that night, the night before. I thought you said the night before you had got into one.
No. I could pull up the exact date if I had to because I have a police report.
Oh, Smash is streaming. But anyhow, she, because I remember her saying to you, like, I've been trying to tell you, but you keep cutting me off. Then
That's what I said to her. That's funny. Like, that's literally word for word what I said for her. I couldn't get a word in at all. Like, and then after that live happened, I ended up like, I was like PMSing. So I literally cried about it. And it was so embarrassing because I usually wouldn't cry over shit like that. But it was like, I felt just so misunderstood. Like, it just, you know, and it's dumb. It's like this TikTok shit's so dumb. But I just feel like I really try not to get too far into it. And some people hate it. Some people don't mind it. And I never pretended to be your best friend. And I didn't think we needed to be best friends or anything, but I was just trying to, you know, at least be somebody that's nice to you.
Who said that you pretended to be my best friend?
Well, in that live, from what I felt, was like you thought I was being like a fake friend, and I was allowing people to talk about you. So what I was just saying is I wasn't necessarily trying to even be like a best friend to you or anything. Sorry. I was just trying to be somebody that was like nice and normal with you. regardless of whatever's happening. You know what I mean?
Okay. But now, do you see where you just saying that could be twisted?
What could be twisted?
I never said shit about being my best friend.
I didn't say it like in a. I didn't even say you said it like that. I said from how I felt like you thought I was being a fake friend to you. And from my point, like I wasn't trying to be even like where we need to be super close or anything. I was just, from my perspective, I was just trying to be somebody that was nice to you. That's it.
Like,
It didn't need to be that
here's the
deep.
thing. You just like being completely blunt about it. I know that you sit with Shannon, and I know that you ride hard for Shannon, and that's cool. Do you, boo? I've said it 100 times over. Like, I fear the day that you are the target. And now after like the last week and a half, 2 weeks of shit, Shannon's not somebody I would want to associate with, but that's what you're grown. That's your decision. What you decide to do is what you decide to do. I really don't care.
Yeah, and that's fine. I didn't
Barbie.
care from the beginning if you were friends with her or not. I didn't care if she was friends with you. And that was the point. Like, she obviously knew I was commenting in your lives, and you knew that I was commenting in her lives, and nobody had an issue about it until I got.
Up where you came into a box or anything over here. Their exact words were, "They're over there trying to get Lip Glossy to turn on me."
Well, they weren't talking about you. They were talking about the comments, because there was a lot of comments, those troll comments. That's why I got in your box to begin with.
That was
They were trying to say
before
that I was.
anybody in the comments even said anything. And then that's right after that is when the comments started coming in. And so I was like, damn, like, what the fuck's really going on? But it is what it is. Squeaky chair,
Yeah.
I agree with you there. At some point in time, it's like a revolving circle. There's always a target, and I pray for Lip Glossy's sake that she never becomes that target, because
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. To be fair, like I feel like it's a revolving door. I don't think anybody's perfect on here. I think a lot of people get into a lot of things. But with that said, because I know that, I'm not here to judge anybody. I get that comes across as being fake to some people. But I just don't care enough. Like, these last few days, I haven't even seen the lives that have happened. This is the first, like, the last hour that I've been on is like the first I've seen. I keep getting a phone call. I'm just gonna drop anyways. It's not anybody from that side. It's my own boyfriend is trying to call me. So I'm just gonna go. But the fact
you could have just reached out to me instead of reaching out to my best friend.
and then you said that's wild.
Okay.
So that's why. That's the only reason I got in this box.
That was not said. That absolutely was not said. I never once said it was wild, because I know that you and Sammy talked prior to anything. But
No, that Lip
Whatever, girl.
Glossy,
This is just gonna go back and
was
forth.
not. That's not what
That's
she
the only
said,
reason I
sweetheart.
boxed up. Yeah, that's the only reason I boxed up. But whatever. I think that there's a lot of things that this is why the game of telephone happens. It's like, you think that I've said something, I think that you've said something, and that's how all these people here on TikTok, that's how they go about it too. That's why all of this stuff happens. If people just try to just pick their battles and say that some things are really not that deep, then a lot of this would just go away.
Well, I mean, 100% for certain, Sammy doesn't play the game of telephone whatsoever. And I'm like,
I know she
racism is
doesn't.
definitely racism. Sammy doesn't do like the whole telephone thing.
I know she
When you
doesn't.
got in a box, you said, well, I talked to her about it from my point of view because I figured there'd be a live about it or it'd be talked about. No, it wasn't talked about until Sammy
Well, the
actually came
only
to me last night and brought it up to me. That was
The only reason I even reached out to her was after Snow made that comment saying like, "Oh, she's probably moving her lips or whatever. I saw you in Megan's live." That was the only reason I reached out to Sammy, because of stuff like that. If Sammy were to hear my name like that, I didn't want her to think that like, "Oh, now I'm partaking in this craziness." That's the only reason I reached out, not because of me thinking you're going to hold a live about me or you talking about me in messages. That's not why. It's just of anything or anybody. If I were to be brought up into it, I know that from that other night when me and you got into it a little bit, I didn't feel like I defended myself in the way that I wanted to. So that's why I reached out to Sammy. I was like, if people are talking about me, this is how it feels from my perspective. And I kept it very good and cordial. I didn't even talk bad about you. I still don't talk bad about you. And she could send you every single message I sent. I didn't talk bad about you. And I didn't expect her to talk shit about you with me. That wasn't why I talked up to her. And it honestly only a little bit was about you. It was also about just like, like all the
that's been going on. Like, if you're still cool sitting over there or whatever.
same thing with other things that I've gone through. You know, anybody outside of Shannon. But yeah, Shannon's my friend. I don't sit with racists. I'm not a racist myself. But I see how I don't go by based off what people say. I just go based off of more like the things they do, their actions. And I've seen her be really good to people, and I've seen her be inclusive to people. But there's also, there's things that I've missed too. I don't know, I don't keep up with TikTok as much as the rest of everybody else. I work, especially not this week. I've barely been on. And to me, I feel like everybody's gonna mess up. I don't care if people mess up. I don't care. I'm not here to start drama with people. And that's it. And I'm not, you are the company you keep. Yeah, if I'm the company I keep, then that's fine. But I'm also an individual. I don't actually think of people like, oh, they're the company they keep. Sometimes, but not entirely. Like, I really try to look at people for who they are as individuals and not just who they mod for, Yeah, it's always, I miss her. I didn't hear it. But if you see, like, I'm like the least present mod she has, I guess, besides Pam or Saki. But like, I really miss a lot of her lives. You could see how many times they share it to me and I don't show up because I'm either doing something or I'm something. Like, you can think it's an excuse all you want, but I don't go on TikTok and do all this bullshit all like as often as everybody else.
Des, who are you talking about?
I don't know who they're talking about, but I have to go. With that said, I'm not trying to have any issues with anybody. If you don't like me, that's fine.
If I didn't like you, I'd tell you to your face I don't like you.
Well, I am not here to talk about anybody. No matter what anybody says, you won't see me talking bad about you in the comments anywhere. And if somebody says it to you, you better ask for a receipt because I don't try to do that to anybody. I don't want the drama in my real life as well as I don't want it on here. So I don't do shit like that. Like that. In the comments
Yeah,
the other
you
day.
might, Lip Gloss, you might want to jump from the box because of the text I just got. I don't want you caught in crossfire.
Okay. Bye.
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 So hold up. Am I understanding this right? Shannon is talking on Miss Unknown?
I don't really give a fuck about that. OG, I know you used to sit with Shannon and Megan at some point. The stuff that they have done in the past couple of Bernie and everything like that, and make her feel comfortable and not have her in the mix so much. And then she's also siding with them. I'm saying to save like your name and your integrity, like maybe have a conversation with those people since you used to be friends with them.
Oh, honey,
But
I only went
the,
live tonight because I've not
the
really been
shit,
on the app the last week and a half, and they've been dragging my name too.
yeah,
So,
no, you're fine. But I'm saying like the shit that they're spewing and what they're doing, it's really unacceptable. Like what Megan did the other night was not okay. And the weird part is that Sassy, she doesn't want to be called Sassy anymore, but she's scared of Megan. And she said that multiple times. She's like, oh, Megan has dragged me. Megan has put me in my place. Megan has this, that, and the other. But you let her get into a box on your platform and say very hateful, vile things towards a Black woman and Black women in general. And that was not okay.
so
And but you could tell by Shannon's face that she was disturbed by it, which is a positive sign that she's not so far gone, but she couldn't feel the need, like she couldn't feel the strength to stand up to Megan, which is weird to me.
is that when I started my live tonight, with me not being on the app, of course, people still text me shit and send me shit. Was that her
Yeah,
calling Queen E?
uh, a black ass bitch and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And she stood on it. And then she also stood on the nickname for that little boy again. She was like, well, that's fine. That's what they call them. And this, like, and she's like, but I would never. But mind you, when she first admitted to it, she did say that's what we call him. And everyone knows that. Anywho, that's beside the point. Queenie was trying to have a very productive conversation with Shannon, and they were. But, you know, Jana gets in the mix, and then Megan gets in the mix. And Moonbeam was the only reasonable person there, and she dropped once it got too volatile. Um, but like Megan, the like how hard she went and the way that she doubled and tripled down on what she said, it was not okay. And you could tell that Shannon was uncomfortable with it. And that's how you know that, like, there is some hope still left for her. So I'm just saying, if you can, if you want to reach out to your former friends, maybe not Megan, because no one gives a fuck about her anymore, but Shannon, because she does have a heart and she
No,
does
I
have some
think
integrity, but she's
Dev,
scared of that bitch.
to be
Like,
honest with you, I think Shannon is a fucking lost cause too.
and Jana can go to hell, right,
Yeah,
with the rest of them.
Jana, like the clips
Oh,
I've been
Jana was
hearing,
laughing
like
the whole
Jana all of a
time.
sudden like grew a set of balls from somewhere. I
Oh,
found
she
it.
didn't because she ran because people like commented on her speaking over people. She got scared of Bougie and she hopped out of the box. She got scared of Bougie. She got irritated by Moonbeam. She cried. She hopped out of the box, and then she came back up when Queen E was in the box to back up Megan. But any other time, she's a scary ass bitch, and she's controlled by everybody else. Like I don't respect her. She doesn't respect herself, so I couldn't respect her ever.
And you know
But
what's
yeah.
crazy? Like these last few days, like with me not being on the app, but clips being sent to me, I thought it was the other way around. Like I thought it was Shannon having Megan as like a puppet master.
Oh
So
no.
it's weird that you guys see it differently.
Megan and Jana, even Bernie, like they're running shit for Shannon now. Like they're controlling her, and it's really weird.
Well,
Like none
why
of
is
them should be
Bernadette around
platformed,
them when
to
they
be
talk shit
honest.
about Bernadette all the time?
They make fun of her and they use her. They're her handlers. And
Okay.
they like they use her for entertainment, I think, and like shock value. But like Brittany, she made some comments about Queenie earlier yesterday as well, or later yesterday. And she kept saying like we, as in speaking for white people. But Bernadette, you've been Mexican, you
That's,
have been
I was about to
Native, you
say, I
have
thought she
been
was,
Italian,
I
you
was about to
have
say, I thought
been
she was gonna make,
Black, you have been biracial, you've been all of the things, as Bougie would say, right? And you also said a few weeks ago that both of your parents picked cotton, which makes zero sense, but
what?
whatever. Well,
You
she did
seriously said
say,
that?
yeah, she was like, both my parents picked cotton. She was justifying her husband, whatever the fuck he
Oh,
is.
the cousin, uncle, brother.
Like I said, they have a family wreath and not a family tree. It just goes in a circle. Um,
I
but
can't with
yeah,
you.
so I'm like, why are you saying we when you're not a part of that we? Like, you're literally speaking up for the white women that are making fun of you to your face. And you are not a white woman, Bernie. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I understand you want to be a part of that club so badly, but you are not, and they don't respect you. They don't care about you. And they're not going to stand up for you in any capacity. They use you like as an entertainment piece.
Yeah. I don't think Bernadette's ever going to understand any of that because she claims one week she claims this, the next week she claims another thing. So,
She was Italian the other week. She was like, I was born from Sicilian. I was
no,
like,
she was not.
Sicily? I was like, Sicily? Like, what are you
I
talking about?
tried, like, I tried
She's,
helping her.
But when she said that both of her parents picked cotton, I about lost my mind. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That to me, maybe just because I'm a white tea woman, that's racist as fuck, in my opinion. Like,
But like she was just trying to justify like her being able to speak up for like black people. And so it depends on like what she's talking about, right? Like if she's talking about something to do with black people, she'll be like, "Well, I'm biracial, like I'm part black." But she did say that both of her parents picked cotton. And I was like, "Well, one, Bernie, you're not old enough for both of your parents to have worked on a plantation."
mm-mm.
I'm sorry, but then she came up with the Italian stuff, and then as soon as she got mad at Petty, that same day or the next day, she went to get her native card. Like it was literally March 19th of 2025. She got that card
Mm.
after she made a complaint about Petty being insensitive towards Native people.
Oh,
And then she posted a yeah. So
Bernadette
she's
screaming.
she's got a lot of time on her hands.
Yeah, I tried helping Bernadette. I truly wanted nothing but the best for Bernadette, and then I realized that it didn't matter. Like Bernadette got mad because I said just don't feed into the drama, just leave it alone. And that pissed her off, I asked her not to follow Mittens around the app. And that had nothing to do with like, she's like, you're friends with Mittens. No, I'm not. It's just common sense. You got an injunction for harassment on her. Like, why go into lives where she's at and taunt her? And I would say that about anybody.
Yeah, and like that's the thing, like OG, like I don't necessarily agree with like the things that you have done or said and whatnot. Like I don't pick sides, but I pick people who have integrity and that I align with, and that's where I stay. But I think like at this point we can both agree that Bernadette like needs some help, that Megan needs to be completely off of this fucking app, that Shannon needs to be completely off of this app, and that Bougie, who never left the app, should still be off of this app.
No, I think Bougie was just on sneaky accounts the
Oh,
whole
she had
time.
so many sneakies. We found her out a couple of times, and we would call her out in comments, and then she would disappear. Like I went into a live one day, and someone was like, "Oh, I think that's Bougie's like sneaky," and I was like, "Hey, Bougie," I mentioned her and everything, and then she disappeared.
Well, and that, I mean, like I said, I've
Hey.
not been on the app much because my phone has literally been blowing up about people. I mean, people were even texting me saying, "Hey, can you see if Bernadette will unblock me?" Like we went in there to try to support, and I'm like, I don't even talk to Bernadette. But apparently, like as soon
Yeah.
as people were walking in there, they were getting
But
blocked.
the thing is, like, OG, like, I think that, like, you are, I, like, and I will say this, and I'm not saying it for any side, but I will say this for myself, like, you are redeemable, and I think that you do have a good heart. I just think that maybe it's too big, and you believe in too many people that aren't really necessarily on the right path, uh, or doing the right things, and so you need to reevaluate that to be not on the right side of anything, but just like be content with yourself.
And that's why, like, I've like pretty much been just staying off the app or staying on my platform. I mean, I'll go into like Better Days or Dora's, but I realize that you're not incorrect there. I do have a very big heart, and I always try to see the good in people, and I always think that like I can help people, and there's just some people that are not
I
helpful.
think you're too trusting,
Oh, for sure.
and I feel like you get too invested in people a little bit.
Yep.
And you kind of, it seems like you're on their side even when they do wrong, and that reflects on you personally.
Yep.
And
And
that's not what would happen really in real life, but that's what happens on this app, you know?
right. And it took should I think 12-hour phone call with somebody for them to lay things out to me and guide me and show me things that I didn't know. And then it was like, you know what? Like, I'm all set. Like, I'm just going to stand here and, like Shell, Animal, like people, Florida Man, people that have my back or I know have my best intentions. Like, there's more. So please, anybody that's in here, don't take offense to it. You know who you are. But I literally, like I said, I've been doing a lot of home stuff. I've got shit going on in my home, so I've not really been on, but my phone's blowing up like crazy. And so finally, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I went live just pretty much to say, you know what? I don't care what Megan and Shannon are saying about me. I don't. Like, I've been called worse but better. Oh, where'd she go?
I don't know.
I got a text that Shannon was speaking on Miss Unknown. Is that true? Does anybody know? Someone sent me a clip, but I can't watch it when I'm on live. But with the clip, they said Shannon is now speaking on Miss Unknown.
Why would Shannon be speaking on Miss Unknown?
I don't know. Why does Shannon talk on a lot of the shit she talks on?
Couldn't tell you. She talks a lot of shit.
But see, I most definitely would have thought that, like, Des, inbox me, please. My stomach and my heart literally just sank for you, girl.
Yeah, mine just sank too when I saw that.
Let me send her a follow back request. But yeah, unfortunately, there's definitely no me talking to Shannon or Megan or any of them because I don't care. I will never say that, like, I sat with Shannon because I didn't. I tried being a friend to Shannon, and I feel I was being used. Shannon didn't like the fact that I called out the fact that Smash wouldn't have anything to talk about if, or not have, I worded that wrong. Smash only kept bringing Shannon up because Shannon kept talking on Smash and streaming Smash. $591 receipts I put in an album, like TikTok proof and receipts. I put in an album tonight. And I'm not done. That was just half my camera roll. I would really like to get rid of them.
Girl, that is some crazy ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take care of my phone too because it says that there's times where it'll say, "Oh, you don't have enough storage," so I gotta go through my phone.
Yeah, me too. I can't even go live on TikTok on my iPad right now because of how much shit I got in there. Oh, Bernadette's live talking shit.
Oh, nice.
Whatever. But anyhow, I'm gonna jump off here, y'all. It's
All right.
I might need to go get some sleep. I got
Yes, please do.
so
All right, babe. I love you.
I love you too.